Here's a thing or two. Some encodings on DTS discs, DTS HDMI discs, with the I think it's possibly the player that's also sending a command to the AVR. Sometimes you might see the display looking like focus on it, looking like that. So it looks like it's playing 7.1, but it's not. It's more or less like with some movies that I like to play back in the proper left half, right half. So that is, most typical home cinemas would only use a single pair of side surrounds and another pair on the back wall. So if playing, say, like The Black Hole or a few other movies that were probably mixed, I don't know, I guess before I don't know, Surround EX or 7.1, before any of that sort, you might see some that are encoded where the signal is going to be duplicated. So it's the same sound, but it's just duplicated on the back wall. If I turn the side surround off, the reason the level is a bit higher there is because the level here, I set it a little bit high. That's specifically for so if I go back there, I might have to say, like, recalibrate the level, sort of like I can just turn it up a little bit, put the side ones back on, but it's essentially it's just playing the same signal. But if I was using any other format, say if it was just Dolby Digital, or if it were Dolby True, I'm not sure if it works with Dolby True. I think this feature, or whatever, it only works with DTS HDMA, and it just sends a sort of signal. I think it's sending a signal when it's telling the AVR, turn these speakers on, but just duplicating the same sound. It's not doing a centre back surround or any of that sort of thing. But if you got it set it correctly with the amount of speakers going down the side walls and on the back wall, oh yeah, because I'm on the because I'm going for a discrete, I can't, if I turn that fader down, so because if I go there, that then is connected. So if I turn the fader down, all the so I could still use that format or the other. I just totally forgot about, it does that sort of thing now and then. But for anything that doesn't, then you need your surround set so they can play back the correct surround format for that movie, for that era, and that movie sound format. Which, when you think of it, there are thousands of titles. And most people probably just can't remember how they sounded at the cinema. Most people just probably back then, probably now got home cinemas and think they want to get into it more or whatever. Fine. But if I wanted to play Star Wars, originals, I can still play it with the proper left half, right half surround, and a little bit more. Wow, that looks so like a model, that does. That's so damn good. It's just, or did it look like like a model, or was it just the matte painting? I think because the matte painting, Ellison and Harrison Ellishaw did. Ellison Ellishaw did the supervising visual effect such, and I think with Harrison Ellishaw as well. Wow, it looks so great. That, of course, all that bit in the background, I think a little bit, and that is real up there, and the rest is just matte painting. Wow, it looks brilliant. Just boggles my mind when you hear lasers. You know, do lasers actually make a sound? You know, do they actually excite the sound particles in the air and produce a sound? I don't know. Maybe from the, you know, you hear it, but when it travels, you know, it shouldn't make a sound because it's light. It's high energy, whatever. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah. Also, I could switch that off. I think I could switch that off in there, which is where is it? No, it's not that. Where is it? Speakers. That's it. Go to config. It's so slow. This bloody AVR. These are so bloody pathetically slow, and it's a bit of a flaw with the scroll down. If you hold your finger on it and, you know, click 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 a little bit, you know, it should go down and then stop, but you do that and then it just goes. Oh, so bloody damn annoying. So I'll just switch that to none. And finalize, and it switches back. So there won't be any sound going out there now, but like I say, it was still only duplicating the same sound that's on the because it's only theoretically it's a 5.1 mix, and it was only duplicating a signal. Too bad it can't do that with Dolby True, with, you know, 5.1 mixes and such, and, you know, you can't kind of force the AVR to do that, unless you do unless you've got some other special gear in the system, and you do a specific special wiring, or you could use a Dolby SA10 and fit that in the system, because when switching EX on, it would just take the center phantom signal away from all of the speakers, because it'll still be playing left half, right half, and when you switch it to EX, it just removes the center phantom signal and just places that totally on the back wall, while the sound on the side walls are totally different. Even though if you listen carefully, you can still tell, but if you know, it gives that spatialness of, you know, from the side over your shoulder right to the back. But sometimes even left half, right half surround configuration will do the same sort of thing. I'm just thinking of other things. I'm just trying to think whether this grain looks pretty real. Looks pretty legit compared to all the other fake grain that I've been seeing popping up on these 4K discs, and it just looks like a static noise. Well, it's not static, because static would be just still, but it's like a noise that looks similar to when you're tuning off analog TV terrestrial TV, and you're just using the tuner, if anyone remembers, and you use the, and you just adjust it slightly, and you get a wavy line this way, and then suddenly if you adjust it in a way, you can make it look like a snowy image, very sparkle, white sparkle noise over the image, and it kind of looks like that sort of. Whereas, the transfer on this is not too bad. I think nothing wrong with it. I don't think it needs a 4K UHD. As long as an image is produced and all the common video artifacts are totally filtered out. So when you look at it on a small screen to a large projection, it shouldn't. It should, if possible, come pretty close. And then once you balance all the white levels and the contrast, brightness and colour, and get that tonality sort of similar to a 35mm projection, Otherwise, the surround on the black hole here is mono discrete. And most people probably confuse 5.1 with having stereo surround. You got to know the type of film, the year, and check on IMDb, and those that know, probably think, that was probably a format 42 release, because there are very few handful of format 43 releases, only a very few handful. Everything else, all the other great movies, whatever, were all format 42, with only I think teeny, if not teeny, format 40. Was it 41? Is it format 40 or 41? Logan's Run, which is 5-screen wide mono surround using noise reduction, or Todd AO 5-screen mono surround discrete. Okay, and as it is with mono surround, it's pretty immersive still. It's still, I just get a buzz. I just get a buzz looking at that. This thing where they're going around in this. So I'm not sure which came first, the chicken or the egg. So I went to Florida in '81, and they had this thing called Space Mountain. Oh dear. Where you got all these meteors flying around, you're going around on this roller coaster in darkness. You can't see, you couldn't, for those that may myself not like heights, you can't tell how far off the ground you are, because it's just so damn dark inside, and just got projection imaging going onto the walls or whatever inside the complex. And it's like meteor storm coming at you, and all sorts of other things. Oh gosh, it's so probably find a video on YouTube. Maybe someone's got a video on YouTube, or maybe VHS camcorder film, done many years ago, sort of thing. Because I'm guessing they probably modified it slightly since 1981. I'm not sure what year it was introduced. Probably late 70s, I guess. Probably late 70s. I have no idea. But it looked pretty. It looks so damn cool. I went on it 2 or 3 times, but it was just a pain in the ass. Gosh, everyone has to queue up, and it goes in a sort of zigzag or sort of thing. Oh my goodness. The queue was so long, and I think 40 minutes or so. So if you're at the back, and it take about 40 minutes just to get, and the ride. Oh my goodness, it's not even 10 minutes. and you're queuing up for 40 minutes and it's not even a 10-minute ride, and you go on, because the roller coasters go pretty quick. But it wasn't super fast. It was probably going about the speed of what they're going at in this tube thing. Only they don't go. Only the roller coasters don't go round in circles like that. There weren't any loops in it or anything like that. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So if you want to do, if you want to check out the, so I'll put the other, see, put those back on. So if you want to check it out, check out the feature and how many Blu-ray discs that are maybe correct formats for the the year and such. I'm not sure how many titles I've got. I'll have to check them through and see how many. How many are format 42 and how many are format 43. But if you want to actually make it work totally with everything, then you got to have a special system.